This is question 13 from the 2023 National 5 past paper for engineering science. We've got a combine harvester, and there's a little picture there, and it says a combine harvester used to gather crops is shown below. And we've got two parts of that highlighted, the reel and the cutter bar. Part A asks us to state the type of motion shown above at the reel and at the cutter bar. Now, if you take a look, the SQA have made this a particularly easy question for us because they've also given us these two directions. So for our reel, we are given an arrow going around like that, and for the cutter bar we've got a straight line with an arrow either side. So you don't have to have any knowledge of combine harvesters to be able to answer this question. All you need to be able to do is identify the type of motion that's being shown. So the reel is spinning round, it's only going one direction, so that means our type of motion is rotary. And the cutter bar, we're given a straight line with an arrow at both ends, so that means it's going a straight line motion but both ways. So rather than being linear, that's going to be reciprocating. Note there that if you, instead of rotary, you'd written rotational or rotating, then that would be okay. And if instead of reciprocating you'd written reciprocal, that would be okay. The next thing we've got is a simplified diagram for the combine harvester. And you'll see we've got the front wheel and the back wheel. We've got two point loads coming down, and at the front wheel and back wheel we've got the reaction forces RA and RB, and we're showing the distances there as well. And over the page we are asked to calculate the reaction force RA by taking moments around RB. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw this so that I've got it on this page here. I've got a beam with RA and RB. I've got a 32 kilonewton force here and an 82 kilonewton force here. My 82 kilonewton force is 2.6 meters from RB. I'll just need to skip back to check those other two measurements. 2.6, we've got 1.8 and 2.4. So 1.8 and 2.4. Okay, and we're being asked, in particular here, to take moments around RB. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine that if I was looking at this and pretending that the point at RB was a pivot point, I'm going to try and assess the moments that each of these forces would give me. Now, because we know that a moment is equal to force times distance, we can say that the moment caused by RB at RB is the force times its distance from RB, which is 0. And so that force, the reaction force RB, would create a moment of 0. And that is the real reason that we use this. It's very powerful because we can get rid of one of our unknowns and focus on the rest of what we do know. The other thing I like to do before I go too far into calculations is I like to put little arrows on to show me which direction the moments caused by these forces are going to be turning. So the 32 kilonewton force would cause this beam to rotate that way if RB was a pivot point. RA would cause it to rotate this way, and the 82 kilonewton force would cause it to rotate this way. So the 32 is an anti-clockwise motion, RA is a clockwise motion, 82 is an anti-clockwise motion from those forces. And so now, when I say that my sum of moments around the point RB has to be equal to 0, or if you'd like to write it out differently, you can say the sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise moments, I can exclude the force RB, and I can quickly check on my diagram there and say which are my clockwise movements, which are my anti-clockwise ones. So here then, for my clockwise moments, I've got RA is the force produced in that clockwise moment, and that is times by 1.8 added to 2.6. And that is equal to my anti-clockwise moments, which are caused by the 32 kilonewton force, times by its distance from RB, which is 2.4 plus 1.8 plus 2.6. And that needed to be added to the 82 kilonewton force, times by its distance from RB, which is 2.6. From here, it's a case of popping it into calculator and working out what the numbers are. So that gives us 4.4 RA is equal to 430.8. And so RA is equal to 430.8 divided by 4.4. And that gives me a value of 97, like that. And if I round that to two significant figures, that gives me 98 kilonewtons to two significant figures. Now, what I would get a mark for in that case is I would get 1 mark for putting in all those numbers. I'd get 1 mark here for my rearranging, and I'd get 1 mark here for my correct answer with units. The second part then of B13 asks us to calculate the reaction force RB. So I'll just redraw our beam again. We now know RA is 98 kilonewtons, and just checking what RB is. RB here, we don't know yet. We know we've got 82 kilonewtons of force there, and we know we've got 32 kilonewtons of force there. Now, you can go ahead and take moments around any of these points, because we know all those distances. So if you wanted to, you could take moments around here, or you could take moments around here, or you could take moments around here. And that's absolutely fine if you're confident doing that. But this is only a 2-mark question, and the reason is we can use our other equations of equilibrium to work this out a little bit more quickly. So we know that our sum of vertical forces has to be equal to 0. So that means that the sum of the forces going up has to be equal to the sum of forces coming down. And based on what we know, that's the same as saying RA plus RB, the forces going up, have to be equal to 32 plus 82, the forces coming down. Now we know what RA is. We've worked out RA is 98. So we can swap that to the other side, just to tell us that RB is equal to 32 plus 82 minus 98. And that leaves us with RB equal to 16 kilonewtons. Now here, it's only 2 marks, so I'd get 1 mark for my substitution there, 1 mark for my final answer with units. And so that's how you want to answer a question where you are particularly asked to take moments. And again, for part B here, you're just told to calculate the reaction force RB. So you can use moments, but it's a little bit more straightforward and a little bit quicker to use the equilibrium equation, the sum of vertical forces equal to 0.